Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, the Banker's video series on everything fintech. I'm Joy Macknight, technology editor at The Banker, and I'm here at the Innovate Finance Global Summit with Jonathan Quin, CEO of World First. Thanks so much for joining us today, Jonathan.
Thank you, nice to be here.
Tell me a little bit about World First and its business model.
Sure. So World First helps businesses and people move money around the world. Our customers might be importers, and we're helping them pay suppliers and trying to do that more cheaply or more quickly with better service than the banks. Or they might be exporters, they might be e-commerce merchants, and we're helping them collect money around the world and repatriating it to them.
So how do you see yourselves as disruptors within the financial services industry?
Yeah, I think we disrupt in three ways. I think in terms of product, we've always tried to look at the banks, and I used to look after sort of big companies working for a bank, and we've tried to take the sort of product, service and pricing that the big companies get and give it to the smaller companies. And I think looking at those individually, price is something which you don't necessarily want to be the cheapest in the market, but we have always tried to undercut the banks, and I think our customers can appreciate that. I think on the product side, we've tried to provide products which it's hard for one individual bank or even regional banks to provide. So if you are a merchant based in Hong Kong and you want to start selling in the US, it's actually quite difficult to get a bank account. So we provide them with this sort of account infrastructure and everything you need to kind of get going, and then we try and make it very quick and easy to get that money back. And then I think in service, I think when we used to look after big companies, again, they got really good service, but if you're one of the 6,000 looked after by a relationship manager, because you're a smaller customer, it's difficult to get service, and we've really tried to kind of pride ourselves on that. So you can still ring us up, you get through in 3 rings, we try and answer the phone very quickly, try to provide very kind of good tech to kind of go with that, and we call it high tech, high touch. So we're trying to provide the services they want, but if they want to ring us, they can absolutely do that, and they can get through to a dedicated kind of dealer that they know and who can immediately talk knowledgeably to them.
Okay, and I know World First has recently expanded in India. Can you tell me a little bit about the reasoning behind that? Yeah,
so basically we're looking at expanding our kind of reach into new markets, and this is our 7th country. So we started in the UK, and then we did Australia, US, Hong Kong, Singapore, and the Netherlands. And India is because we think that the e-commerce scene is kind of booming there. And we've got people like Flipkart and Snapdeal and so on who we think are going to start to create interesting marketplaces. And at the moment we've got about 40,000 merchants globally who want to sell in more marketplaces. So we can go to our existing merchants and say, here's a new channel for you to sell in, a new country to sell in. On the flip side, we can also then go to Indian merchants who are exporters, and we can go and say, we can provide our infrastructure to enable you to sell around the world. So it's a sort of two-way opportunity to expand our reach.
So I know you released a report about thinking global about exporting. What were some of the main insights that you gleaned during your research?
Yeah, so it was very interesting. I mean, we basically found that the bigger companies in the UK were quite good at exporting, but if you applied the same ratio to smaller companies, they were less ambitious, and only 5% of the SMEs that we surveyed said that they had plans to start exporting. If we could have got smaller businesses exporting at the same rate as bigger businesses, it would be worth 141 billion to the UK economy. So this is a kind of vast prize. And even trying to look at that kind of more manageably, the UK exports about 330 billion pounds worth of product. Even if we could get 10% more, that's 33 billion pounds into the UK economy. So I think it identified that there was a really significant opportunity. We then surveyed existing exporters and asked them the kind of benefit, and the average benefit was £287,000 of extra revenue. So it showed that not only was there a kind of opportunity for the country, but there was an opportunity for these individual SMEs to start exporting. And then I suppose we looked at what were the barriers, why were they not doing that, and what we're trying to do is maybe see how we on the currency side or other people on the regulation side can make it easier to get people over the line and get them started exporting.
And do you see that Brexit is going to have any impact on the SME segment, let's say?
I think it is. I mean, we're seeing some importers saying that with the pound where it is, that their products have got, it's more expensive for them to import. At the same time, the exporters have basically got a 20% price benefit in their favour. We are seeing some people worried about whether they will be able to access the kind of EU free market, and that's so that is a kind of concern from some customers. I personally think that generally most of that trade needs to happen. The importers need to buy from the exporters, and I think it's likely to continue. I think there will be some bumps. There'll probably be some people who benefit from it, and some who will need to adapt or make sure they can work around the lack of that completely open market.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, Jonathan.
Okay, thank you very much.